Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. All right, so today I'm going to share with you the mistakes I've done in my business. I can talk here for hours if we talk about mistakes. And unfortunately, mistakes do cost money. So I hope by sharing these mistakes, this will at least save you some headaches. For the ones who don't know me, I am Nelly. I am one of the co-founders of Luna's Corp. We are a business based in Taiwan and we import Honduran coffee beans from our farms to Taiwan. If you want to know more about our story, you can go to this video over here. And if you're interested about how to start a business in Taiwan as a foreigner, you can check this video over here. So let's start with mistake number 1. Use the wrong selling channels. Sometimes the channel is not bad. The one who made the bad decision is you by not analyzing which platform will serve your product better. We use this platform called PCHome, which until now I can recommend that platform is more for products based on technology. It's not suited for food or for coffee, to be honest. So I remember we paid a fee of 18,000 Taiwan dollars to start, and guess what? We didn't recover that money because we just sold one product over there. So that was definitely not our platform. Especially if you're selling online products, I would totally recommend you have your own website. Over there, you can control more the SKU, and of course, you're gonna have more profit. When you do a cooperation with this, like Amazon or Shopee, they will take a percentage of the profit. So at the end, it will be less money for you. Mistake number 2. Not having the right equipment and the correct logistics. Before coffee, I started selling nut spreads, nut milks, granolas, jams, and that is something that I love to do for me and my family. But because I didn't have the right equipment, I started to hate it because I spent most of the time cleaning the equipment, making sure that it didn't have any cross contaminations because not some people are allergic to it. So, oh my God, I spent so much time on that, and something that I loved, I ended up hating it. So be careful with that, please. Mistake number 3, having a wide variety of products. At the beginning, especially if you are a small business, try to focus in 3, even 5 products, but don't start to have these huge catalogs because it can get out of control. I had so many nut spreads, and at the end it was just so complicated, and some people were just ordering one. So at the end it was just like a waste of time, and I was not gaining much profit. I was investing most of the time washing and cleaning the dishes rather than enjoying what I like to do. So take that into consideration. Mistake number 4. Trusting so fast. Especially when you are in a foreign country, you're desperate to have a local that can help you to start, and people can trust the local because they already know the culture. At the beginning, we had long meetings with several people, and honestly, they just wanted to have something from us, but they were not giving something to our company. So at the end, for us, it's very valuable that the other end as well has something to give. It's a cooperation. If we win, we both win, and if we lose, we both lose. I would definitely tell you to not trust people so fast because you can waste a lot of time. Next mistake. I wasted a long time dealing with the language barrier. In Taiwan, the language is Chinese. So of course, this take a long time to learn. And I remember we spent so much time trying to understand the language and the culture, and we were actually doing it wrong. You can delegate some work. There is people who can translate properly for you. Use all those tools to your advantage instead of wasting time trying to do everything by yourself. Another thing that we learned from this is that we forgot to connect with the people. We forgot to tell the purpose of our company, to tell our story just by trying to have a perfect Chinese. Next mistake is that we didn't want it to lose. Even huge companies at the beginning, they start to give millions of samples to gain the trust of people. How will people buy a product of yours if they haven't tasted? As a customer, you will not buy something if you haven't tried it, especially if it's a brand that you don't know. To gain the consumer's trust, you have to give away a lot of samples. At the beginning, I remember we didn't want it to lose, but at the end, it's not a loss because you have to see it more like as an investment. You have to separate a small amount of the product just for sampling. During the last coffee show, if you want to watch that video, you can check it over here. Our main product are the green coffee beans, but we wanted to try to do the roasted coffee. The coffee trade show was like a perfect opportunity to see how people will receive our products. We didn't got a second opinion, let's say. And at the beginning, we wanted to buy the roasting machine, but it's like a huge investment. And then we were like, what if we just buy this huge investment and then the people don't like it? So let's start slowly and better hire someone to roast the coffee for us. We did 2 samples. He did light roast and he did a medium roast, but he recommended us that the medium roast was better suited for our coffee. So we trusted him. It's not his fault, I have to say. But right now, there is a trend that Taiwanese people prefer the light roasting because somehow they think they can feel better the flavors of the coffee through that type of roast. But that is a personal preference. At the end, we didn't sold as much bags as we wanted, but it's not a complete loss because we still have the bags. We can, of course, keep selling them. It was a good investment. It was a good market analysis because we understood that the people wanted light roast instead of medium roast. The next mistake is not doing a market analysis. Oh my God. I think at least 90% of the businesses all around the world do not do a market analysis. Most of us go through our fate, and some are lucky and some do not get through. And many of the companies start to close just after 1 or 2 years after opening. If you have the possibility to do a market analysis, please do it. In the long run, it can save you a lot of money. So especially if you are in an uncertain market or in a complicated country, it will be worth it if you invest in a market analysis. The next mistake was to have a bad approach. And what do I mean by this? When you're selling a product, you need to know what you're selling. You cannot go to present to a client something that you don't know. For example, if I am selling you a coffee bag, I need to know what's inside. I had to try it before. I have to tell you, this coffee tastes better if it's for espresso. This coffee will be better if it's medium, light roast. I have to tell you the process of the coffee, if it's washed, if it's natural, if it's anaerobic. I have to tell you what's my coffee about, and I have to sell you the story so you can be tempted to buy my product. I cannot come here and tell you, oh, buy this product from me because I'm telling you and I'm so nice and you just have to buy it. No one will do that, So you have to know what you're selling. You have to invest in education. If you don't know about the product you're selling, no problem. You can get a course and you can take your time to learn what you're selling. So please, please, please invest in education. People will not take you seriously if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know what you're selling. Next mistake was the bad pricing. I'm gonna give you an example with the nut spreads. I had this one which was very popular, which is the cocoa hazelnut. It's like some version of Nutella. So my ingredients were simpler. It was just monk fruit to sweeten it, hazelnuts, and pure cocoa. Those ingredients, I have to say, they are expensive. And I was selling my product in the same price as the competition, which I cannot compete with them. They have years in the industry. They already have the packaging, the labeling, everything set it up. They sell wholesale, but the product can be on the front side the same, but it's not the same because I was different, because my ingredients were different. The process of my product was different. You have to be aware of what you're selling and you have to write down every cost of your product, and then you will have a good profit, a fair profit, because you cannot overcharge people as well, right? So be careful when you're giving a price. Don't sell it too low and don't sell it too high. Now, the next mistake is a bad product presentation. Especially if you are in the Asian market, presentation is everything. For example, here I have a drip bag box. Inside this box, there are 5 more bags inside. There is a lot going on with the packaging in Taiwan, and this is super simple. These people take presentation very seriously. So I remember at the beginning, we went to the coffee shops with a Ziploc bag. So of course, that was not professional on our behalf, so people didn't take us seriously. Then we changed this approach. We started to invest more in the packaging and we put more information and people took us seriously. We look more professional. So please be aware on your product presentation. Now, the next mistake we made was the shipping cost. It started in 2020. To be honest, during that time, I was not buying so much online. So I was not aware of all these conveniences that Taiwan has. And Taiwan has a lot of conveniences when it comes to shipping. Any type of thing. It can be refrigerated, you name it. Taiwan is the land of convenience, to be honest. And we didn't know all those benefits. And I remember at the beginning, we went personally to deliver the products. So we wasted a lot of gas and a lot of time, and it was not profitable. Please, before you start a business, be aware of all these shipping procedures so you avoid all these headaches. Another mistake we did is to give credit. And this is a yes and no because it depends on the country. I'm gonna tell you based on our personal experience. Taiwan is a land based on trust. Here, it's not like Amazon that you buy before and then you get the product. Here, you buy a product and let's say that you want the product to be delivered at your closest convenience store and you will pay the product in the convenience store. You will send the product and the customer will pay you until he or she received the product. I remember at the beginning this was hard for me because honestly I was not used to this. So it was like, what if they don't pay us? And it depends, on the trust that you have built with your client. I remember there was this time we have a client. We already had this trust with him. He had always been very good with his payments and never had a delay. But this time he told us that he wanted X amount of coffee and we said, okay, we're going to give it to you. We went and everything, but the months passed and no payment. Another month and no payment and another month and another month. So it took him more than 6 months to pay. And that was not the problem per se. The problem was the lack of communication on his behalf. We would have understood him if since the beginning he would have told us, I have this situation and I cannot pay you right now. Can you please give me some time? But he didn't told us at all. So, sometimes you make compromises with that money and by not receiving it, it puts you in a high risk. So at the end, it all goes on you. But honestly, I would recommend especially that they will give you at least half of the payment before selling something, especially if it's a high amount of money. In my country, there's a saying that says, cuentas claras, amistades largas, which can translate to clear accountings and long friendship. I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense in English, but the thing is that if everything is going well financially between two partners, you can have a long friendship. Now, the next mistake is not saying goodbye to a complicated client. Sometimes there are clients that can consume a lot of time and a lot of energy because they are very picky on what they want. And sometimes it's better to just let go that people. I'm going to tell you a real story. We had this client. I remember this person was buying us every week. So we were so happy and excited because at that time we were just starting and we needed the income. This person ordered and we were super happy. Then this person wanted to have a credit. This person wanted to order every week, but it wanted to pay until the end of the month. And for us at that time was just not feasible. And the other thing with this client is that we needed to deliver the products personally because they were refrigerated products. And if you send refrigerated products in Taiwan, at the end, I think that the shipping costs can be more expensive than the price of the product itself. There were many times that this client stood up my husband like for more than 30 minutes, and my husband was waiting this client outside, and this client didn't respond to the messages. And this client just came until he wanted. Nevertheless, he was buying many products and weekly. For us, it was a waste of time because we were spending so much time in delivering the product. It was more like a headache, so we had to let go the client. Peace of mind is much more worth it than money. Another mistake we did is that we focused on bad reviews. No one is obligated to love your products. So don't feel bad if you have 1 or 2 bad reviews. Focus on the good ones because those are the clients that you want to keep going to have a collaboration. Focus on the good reviews rather than in the bad reviews. In the long run, this will give you more peace. Just keep working to improve your products more and more every year so people can have a trust relationship with you, because people at the end will buy your products because they like you, because they trust you, because you give them the same quality. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you can press the red button below. You have no idea how much that helps me to improve in every video I make. And thank you so much for coming to the end of this video. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Thank you to those 327 subscribers for supporting me through this time. So let me know if you are an entrepreneur as well. Let me know if you have made any mistakes in your business. I would love to read you in the comments below, and I really hope to see you on the next video. Have a very good day. Bye bye.